Most women internalize the belief that the attenuation of energy, confidence, and sensual vitality post-60 is simply an inevitable consequence of aging, a subtle tax levied by time. You may have convinced yourself that this chapter is concluded, and that the mirror's reflection and the body's quiescence are proof that desire belongs exclusively to younger years. But what if this premise is clinically inaccurate? What if everything you have been conditioned to feel embarrassed about, to conceal, or to dismiss as inappropriate is, in fact, the very signal your body has been implicitly requesting you to rediscover? What if I asserted that one of the most potent tools for restoring your vitality, deepening your self-awareness, and even enhancing cognitive function is not found in a pharmacological supplement, a fitness regimen, or a cosmetic procedure? What if it is an innate, private practice, entirely within your executive control, a biological capacity you were born with, but perhaps never truly permitted yourself to explore? Welcome to the Female Health Podcast, where we engage in candid clinical discussions about topics most women only whisper about. I am Dr. Lily Stones, a gynecologist and specialist in intimate health psychology with over 30 years of experience guiding women through the physical and emotional seasons of their lives. Today, we will address a subject that has been misjudged, misunderstood, and shamefully neglected, yet holds the power to restore not only your body's vitality, but your confidence, sleep quality, energy levels, and joy. Over the decades, I have consulted with thousands of women, accomplished individuals who have raised families, built careers, and cared for others. They enter my office graceful and poised, but when the conversation becomes private, many confess to the same internal ache, a feeling of disconnection. They describe feeling dull, faded, almost invisible. They observe their reflection and state, I don't recognize the woman I used to be. It is a difficult observation because I understand that what they are describing is not a loss of intrinsic worth or beauty. It is a loss of permission. Somewhere in their life narrative, they were conditioned to believe that pleasure, particularly self-pleasure, was shameful, selfish, or inappropriate. That archaic script continues to operate in the background of their minds, even decades later. It instructs them that they should not feel, should not want, should not explore. But here is the clinical truth. Your capacity for pleasure does not expire. Your sensuality is not a phase of youth. It is an essential, lifelong current of health. Therefore, today I will share 4 self-pleasure strategies that have clinically demonstrated success in helping countless women over 60 regain their vitality and confidence. These are not fantasies or temporary trends. They are holistic strategies grounded in neuroscience and self-compassion. We will commence with the cognitive domain by dismantling the obsolete beliefs that impose restriction. We will then explore your body's new somatic landscape with curiosity and tenderness. Finally, I will guide you on how to convert self-pleasure into a therapeutic ritual, a sustainable source of strength, calm, and inner radiance that fundamentally alters your experience of life. Stay with me until the end, because the final secret is the one my patients report as the most transformative, the quiet, simple paradigm shift that catalyzed their return to vitality. You may find it yields the same result for you. Secret 1. Cognitive reframing, dismantling the shame script. The first and most powerful transformation initiates not in your body, but in your mind. Before you can rediscover pleasure, you must directly confront the quiet, persistent voice that dictates prohibition. That voice, the one that whispers, "This is wrong. This is selfish. This is not for women my age," has been an internal resident for decades. It was implanted long ago in a cultural environment that reinforced the belief that self-denial is virtue, that your body's function exists for external satisfaction, and that your own desire is something to conceal. I observe this dynamic daily, accomplished women in their 60s, 70s, and 80s still battling an invisible shame about their own bodies. They can discuss lab results and chronic conditions without hesitation, but the subject of pleasure causes their voices to diminish. Behind those small acts of deflection lies a lifetime of conditioning that equated self-pleasure with guilt. Here is the clinical reality, and I urge you to internalize it. Ignoring your body's capacity for pleasure is not virtue, it is deprivation. It is analogous to refusing to stretch a tight muscle. The tension does not disappear, it intensifies. When you suppress this natural physiological rhythm, your system suffers. Shame fuels a stress response. Stress initiates the release of cortisol, which elevates blood pressure, disrupts sleep architecture, and suppresses immune function. Over time, emotional silence manifests as physical heaviness. Now, imagine the therapeutic counterpoint. When you allow yourself the grace of self-pleasure, when you replace guilt with curiosity, your body responds with a neurochemical cascade designed for healing. Oxytocin calms the nervous system and rebuilds connection. Endorphins mitigate pain and elevate mood. Dopamine enhances motivation and energy. These are not mere indulgences, they are biological proof that pleasure is medicine. So, how do you actively rewrite this cognitive script? Begin with one small, symbolic act, a physical declaration of permission. Take a piece of paper and write, "I give myself permission to explore my body with kindness and curiosity. My pleasure is natural. My body is good. My joy is valid." Sign it. Place it somewhere private, your journal, nightstand, a beloved book. While seemingly symbolic, I have witnessed this small act unlock decades of silence. A patient I treated, whom we will call Samantha, described her body as a house she no longer lived in. She wrote her permission slip and later reflected that it felt like turning a key in a long, rusted lock. The power was not in the physical act itself, but in reclaiming the fundamental right to feel. As you initiate this mental rewiring, be gentle. When the inner critic is activated, do not argue. Instead, replace the thought by stating, "My body belongs to me. My pleasure is part of my well-being. I am not too old for joy." This is the first secret. The barrier was never your body. It was the false narrative you were told about it. Once that narrative shifts, something extraordinary occurs. You hear your body's voice again. Secret Tuesday, somatic exploration, the new landscape of sensitivity. Now that we have commenced clearing the mental and emotional hurdles, let us address the physical reality, your body itself. Not the body you recall, but the body you inhabit today. For many women, the challenge is not accepting change. It is the belief that change signifies loss. But what if the post-menopausal physiological shifts are not conclusions, but invitations to self-discovery? Many women tell me the same thing. "Dr. Stones, I tried to connect with my body the way I used to, but it simply does not respond." They perceive this as a personal failure. I consistently assure them, you did not fail your body. Your body simply adopted a new language. It is waiting for you to learn it. Let us examine the subsurface reality. Post-menopause, the decline in estrogen profoundly affects tissue elasticity, natural lubrication, and vascular circulation, which governs warmth and sensitivity. You may notice dryness, tightness, or a slower physical response. These changes are verifiable, but they are not evidence of disappearance. They are signals requesting differentiated self-care. The common mistake is to expect the body to react exactly as it did at 30. When this fails, women often disengage, sometimes for years. But avoiding touch only compounds the disconnection. Reduced tactile engagement means reduced blood flow, which leads to increased dryness and further loss of sensitivity. The cycle is self-reinforcing until pleasure feels distant. This is where the first crucial practical modification makes a difference: lubrication, not as an afterthought, but as an intentional act of care. View it as comfort, not correction. Your intimate tissues deserve the same softness and support you give to the rest of your skin. Choose a water-based or silicone-based lubricant, free of common irritants like parabens, glycerin, and artificial fragrance. Keep it readily accessible. It is not a sign of need, but of nurture. Once you begin to explore with comfort in mind, you may find a surprising truth: sensitivity has not left you. It has migrated. The body's map of pleasure evolves with time. The nape of the neck, the curve of the shoulder, the inner thighs, even the scalp. These regions awaken when touched with patience. This is how women post-60 reclaim not just pleasure, but confidence. Full body sensuality is one of the greatest endowments of maturity. Secret 3. Instrumental support, tools of wellness. The process of rediscovery may also benefit from instrumental support. Vibrators and personal massagers should not be viewed as taboo objects or signs of loneliness. They are tools of circulation and self-connection. They efficiently increase blood flow to the pelvic region, helping to restore elasticity and comfort, and they can facilitate arousal and deepen orgasmic experience. For women managing arthritis or hand stiffness, a wand-style device provides control without physical strain. It is about allowing pleasure without strain and joy without undue effort. One of my patients, a retired teacher, initially felt awkward about using such a tool, viewing it as admitting defeat. But after using it, her perspective shifted completely. I realized it wasn't about replacing touch. It was about reawakening it. That transition from shame to self-care is transformative. If this conversation about honoring your changing body resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If it feels challenging or confusing, type 0. Secret 40, the ritual of radiance, consistency, and neurochemistry. We have explored the mind and begun reconnecting with the body. But a magical synthesis occurs when the two are unified. When thought, touch, and time align, the experience of pleasure shifts entirely. It ceases to be an act and becomes a ritual. A deliberate, sacred rhythm of self-connection. Most women approach self-pleasure with the same underlying tension they learned decades ago, hurried, quiet, concealed between guilt and secrecy. They move rapidly, almost attempting to finish before the shame can catch up. But this rush sustains mental tension and physical distance. The body cannot fully relax under pressure. It opens only when it receives the signal. You are safe here. That is the message a ritual transmits. Protocol for ritual: designate exclusive time. Choose a time that is entirely your own. Do not squeeze it between chores. Set it aside as you would a meeting with someone you cherish. Prepare the space, dim the lighting, soften the atmosphere. The goal is to signal to every sense that this is your sanctuary. Start with slow listening. Begin with touch as though you are meeting your body after an absence. Trace the outlines of your skin. Do not aim for a specific endpoint, aim to listen. Embrace the journey. When pleasure initiates, do not chase it. Stay in the moment where sensation and emotion intersect. Let the waves of feeling build and subside repeatedly. You will notice a profound, calming effect. That calm is oxytocin, the body's peace chemical. The easing of aches is endorphins at work. The subsequent mental clarity is dopamine enhancing focus. This is not indulgence. It is your biology actively healing itself. One patient, Eleanor, 74, told me she began creating a quiet ritual twice a week with soft music and a lavender candle. She said, "It's the only time I feel completely at peace. I sleep better. I dream again." That is the power of ritual. It nourishes beyond the body. It rewires how you inhabit your life. If this idea of creating a ritual speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it feels difficult, type 0. The more consistently you honor your pleasure, the more powerful its effects become. Regular pleasure does not only change how you feel, it changes how you carry yourself. You begin to stand differently. Your posture softens, but your presence strengthens. Your words are slower, more assured, because pleasure teaches your nervous system that safety and worthiness are internal, not external. You cease waiting for validation and begin giving it to yourself in the most intimate language your body understands. This steady return of warmth, color, and confidence is the quiet revolution no one discusses. It is not about reversing the chronological clock. It is about stepping into a deeper, wiser kind of womanhood where desire is not an echo of the past, but a pulse of the present. If this resonates with you, let me know with a 1 in the comments. And if something, a memory, a curiosity, a new sense of possibility, stirred in you today, please share it below. You never know who you might inspire. Until next time, remember this. Your body is not a closed chapter. It is still writing, still responding, still capable of wonder. And every time you choose pleasure over silence, you remind it that you are beautifully, unmistakably alive.